Chosen one, you were told to watch this alone for a reason. Stop everything right now. Stop scrolling. Stop the multitasking. Stop splitting your attention between this and anything else. If you are around people, this is not for them. If there is noise in the background, silence it. Because God just interrupted your entire day to say something that cannot be heard in pieces. This message was not meant to be background noise. It was meant to be received alone, in stillness, with nothing competing for your attention. Take a real breath. Notice how your chest feels tighter than it should. Notice how your mind has been louder than usual. Notice how your spirit has felt crowded, even when you are physically alone. That is not random. That is not just stress. That is spiritual activity. And God pulled you here to tell you what is really happening and why you need to stay quiet for just a little while longer. The reason God said to watch this alone is because what he is about to reveal cannot survive being filtered through other people's opinions or energy. Some truths are so precisely timed and specifically assigned to you that letting anyone else into the room while you receive them would dilute their power. This is one of those moments. Everyone else would hear words, but you are about to hear confirmation. You have been feeling isolated lately, haven't you? Not just physically alone, but emotionally distant, spiritually separated, like you are standing in rooms full of people, but feeling completely disconnected, like you are present in body, but your spirit is somewhere else. And you have been questioning whether you are pushing people away, whether something is wrong with you. But chosen one, what if none of that is true? What if what you are experiencing is not isolation at all, but insulation? God has been wrapping you in a spiritual cocoon. He has been pulling you away from noise, drama, opinions, and even well-meaning voices that would interfere with what he is doing inside you right now. Because you are in formation. You are being reshaped, recalibrated, upgraded at a level so deep it cannot happen in public. It cannot happen in conversations. It cannot happen while you are trying to explain yourself to people who would not understand even if you had the words. So God removed the audience. He cleared the room. He silenced the voices not to punish you with loneliness, but to protect you during transition. Now let me tell you why this protection was necessary. Someone has been testing you, maybe multiple people. Not obviously, not aggressively, but subtly. They have been saying things that poke at old wounds, asking questions that feel innocent but land heavy, making comments that seem harmless but leave you unsettled. And the worst part is you cannot quite call it out, because on the surface it looks fine. But your spirit knows. Your discernment picks up what your logic cannot prove. And you have been feeling confused for being bothered by things that technically were not attacks. But they were. Just because someone smiles while they wound does not mean the intent is not sharp. Just because someone acts concerned does not mean they are not testing to see if you will react, defend, or break. And God saw it. God said enough. That is why he pulled you here. That is why he is telling you to stay quiet just a little while longer. Because if you respond now, if you defend yourself now, if you explain yourself now, you will give access to people who no longer have clearance to your next level. Let me say that again because it matters. Not everyone who had access to your last season gets access to your next one. Not everyone who knew the old you gets to know the new you. And that is not cruel. That is wisdom. That is protection. Because the version of you that God is unveiling cannot coexist with people who are still trying to relate to the version he already buried. You have been noticing something lately. Your tolerance for certain things has completely disappeared. Conversations that used to be fine now feel draining. People you used to enjoy now feel exhausting. Drama that used to pull you in now repels you instantly. And you have been wondering if you are being too sensitive, too harsh, too judgmental. But what if you are not? What if your spirit has simply graduated to a frequency where dysfunction, fakeness, and chaos no longer resonate? What if God adjusted your spiritual antenna so you cannot tolerate what used to feel normal? Because normal was never supposed to be your permanent address. Here is what is really happening. God is teaching you a new language. The language of discernment. The language of silence. The language of boundaries without explanation. The language of walking away without closure. The language of trusting what you feel, even when you cannot prove what you know. And this language cannot be learned in noise. It cannot be learned in crowds. It has to be learned alone, in stillness, in the quiet space between who you were and who you are becoming. That space is where you are right now. You are in the gap, the in-between. It is uncomfortable because nothing is clear yet. You are not who you used to be, but you are not fully who you are becoming either. This space feels vulnerable and exposed, but it is also sacred. It is also where transformation happens. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly by staying comfortable. Let me tell you what the enemy has been trying to do. He knows you are in transition. He knows God is repositioning you for something bigger, something deeper. He cannot stop what God already ordained. But what he can do is distract you, provoke you, drain you, get you to react emotionally instead of respond strategically, get you to defend yourself instead of trust God's defense, get you to explain yourself instead of let your life be the explanation. So he has been sending tests, conversations, and situations designed to pull you out of stillness and back into reaction. All designed to get you talking when God told you to be quiet. If he can get you to break your silence prematurely, if he can get you to step out of alignment even for a moment, he delays what is coming. He does not cancel it, but he delays it. And delay is his only weapon right now. That is why your silence right now is not weakness. Your silence is warfare. Every day you do not react is a day the enemy's plan fails. Every explanation you do not give is energy you do not waste. Your stillness is obedience, and obedience always positions you for breakthrough. Now let me address the guilt you have been feeling. You feel guilty for pulling away from people. You feel guilty for not being as available as you used to be. You feel guilty for protecting your energy when that means disappointing people who expect access to you. And that guilt sits heavy on your chest. But chosen one, boundaries are not betrayal. Distance is not rejection. Silence is not cruelty. Protection is not punishment. You are not responsible for managing other people's feelings about your obedience to God. You are not responsible for making people comfortable with your growth. You are not responsible for staying small so others feel secure. Your responsibility is to God first. Your responsibility is to protect what he is building in you, even if that means disappointing people who expected you to stay the same. Let me tell you what is about to happen. Soon, the fog is going to lift. The confusion is going to clear. The silence is going to break. And when it does, everything that has been hidden is going to be revealed. God is about to expose motives you could not see, intentions you could not prove, jealousy that wore a smile, manipulation that spoke softly. All of it is about to come to light, not because you forced it, not because you confronted anyone, but because God saw it and God is handling it. And when that exposure happens, you are going to understand why He told you to stay quiet. If you had defended yourself, if you had explained yourself, if you had confronted people, you would have given them ammunition to twist your words and delay your breakthrough. But because you stayed silent, because you stayed aligned, God gets to defend you. And when God defends you, no one can argue. But here is what you need to understand. This exposure is not for revenge. It is for clarity. It is not to hurt people. It is to free you. Once motives are clear and intentions are exposed, you will know exactly who belongs in your next season. You will know exactly what voices to listen to. And that discernment is the gift God is giving you through this process. So right now, your job is simple. Stay still. Stay quiet. Stay aligned. Do not defend. Do not explain. Do not react. Do not rush. Just trust. Trust that God sees what you see. Trust that His timing is perfect even when it feels slow. Trust that His silence is preparation, not absence. And while you are waiting, God is strengthening you. He is deepening your roots. So, when the blessing comes, you can carry it. He is expanding your capacity. So, when the door opens, you can walk through it. He is sharpening your discernment. So when the enemy tries again, you will see him coming. This season of silence is not empty. It is full of preparation, full of transformation, full of divine activity happening beneath the surface. Let me talk about what you have been experiencing physically, because your body has been responding to this spiritual shift. You have been more tired than usual, not the kind that sleep fixes, but the kind that sits in your bones, the kind that makes you want to cancel plans even though you are not sick, and you have been wondering if something is wrong. But chosen one, there is nothing wrong with your body. Your body is responding to spiritual weight. When God is reshaping someone, when He is installing new levels of discernment and authority, the physical body experiences it as pressure and heaviness, because what is happening in the spirit is being processed through the natural. Your body needs rest, because your spirit is working overtime. You have also been experiencing emotional waves. One moment you are fine, and the next moment tears come from nowhere. One moment you are at peace, and the next you are inexplicably sad. And these shifts are not connected to anything specific. But what if they do not need to make sense? What if what you are experiencing emotionally is the old version of you dying and the new version being born? Death and birth are both messy processes. You cannot stay the caterpillar and become the butterfly. Something has to die for something else to live. That process hurts, but it is not breaking you. It is birthing you. And the dreams I know you have been having, strange ones. Dreams that feel more real than reality. Dreams where you are searching for something but cannot find it. Dreams where you try to speak, but no words come out. Dreams where familiar places feel different. These are not meaningless. The searching represents your soul looking for the next level. The speechlessness represents God silencing you for a season. The familiar places, feeling different, represents your perception shifting. Your dreams are not random. They are showing you what is happening spiritually, even when you cannot articulate it naturally. Here is something else you have been experiencing that you have not told anyone about. You have been seeing signs, numbers that repeat, times on the clock that catch your attention, songs that play at the exact moment you needed them, scriptures that jump off the page, sermons that feel like they were preached specifically for you. And you have been wondering if you are reading too much into things. But you are not. Those signs are real. Those confirmations are intentional. God is speaking to you in the language your spirit understands. He is leaving breadcrumbs when the path ahead looks unclear. Every repeated number is a reminder that what is happening to you is not random. It is orchestrated. Now let me tell you what happens after this season of silence breaks, because it will break. This is a season, a specific and purposeful season, and when it is complete, God is going to give you a signal. You will feel it in your spirit before you see it in your circumstances. You will know before you understand, and when that moment comes, everything changes rapidly. Doors you stopped knocking on will suddenly fly open. Opportunities you stopped pursuing will suddenly pursue you. Clarity you stopped searching for will suddenly download. Direction you stopped seeking will suddenly become obvious, and it will not be because you forced it. It will be because God's timing collided with your obedience, and when those two things meet, momentum becomes supernatural. But here is what you must understand. When God releases you from the silence, your voice will carry different weight. Your words will land differently. Your presence will affect rooms differently, because you are not the same person who entered this silent season. You went in needing validation, and you are coming out secure. You went in reactive, and you are coming out responsive. You went in loud, and you are coming out powerful. There is a difference between loud and powerful. Loud seeks attention. Powerful commands it without asking. Some people will celebrate the new you. They will recognize that something shifted, and they will be drawn to what you are now carrying. These are the people who belong in your next season. Others will be uncomfortable. They will try to pull you back into old patterns. They will reference who you used to be as a way of guilting you into shrinking. They will call you changed as if it is an insult. They will say you are different as if different is bad. But change is not betrayal. Growth is not abandonment. You are allowed to outgrow people, places, and versions of yourself. You do not owe anyone an apology for becoming who God always intended you to be. This is why the silence was necessary. If you had been talking through this whole process, explaining every shift, defending every boundary, you would have given people ammunition to talk you out of your transformation. But because you stayed quiet, because you processed privately, because you held your peace, you protected what God was doing. And now no one can undo it. No one can reverse it. It is sealed. So as you prepare to come out of this season, remember this: you do not have to prove anything. You do not have to defend anything. You do not have to explain anything. Your life will be the evidence. Your peace will be the testimony. Your growth will be the proof. Let your transformation speak louder than your words ever could. And when people ask what happened, you can tell them if you want, but you do not have to. The ones who are supposed to know will discern it. The ones who belong in your next season will celebrate it without needing a full explanation. If this message felt like it intercepted your exact moment, respond. Type Amen in the comments, not as a ritual, but as a declaration that you heard God, and you are choosing to trust His timing over your emotions. You are choosing His silence over your need to speak. You are choosing His process over your desire for comfort. That agreement shifts something in the spirit. If this message brought clarity to confusion, hit that like button. It helps this message reach other people who are in the same season, other people who feel isolated, who have been told to stay quiet, who need to know that their silence is not weakness, it is obedience. And if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who has been unusually quiet, someone struggling to explain what they are going through, Share this with them. This might be the confirmation they have been praying for. Chosen one, remember this. Your silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Your stillness is not delay, it is strategy. Your separation is not punishment, it is protection. Stay close to God, stay quiet before people, stay aligned with purpose, because what is coming next requires the version of you being formed in the silence right now. And that version, that is the one the world has been waiting for.